What's good, people? I wanted to make a video real quick because I was just thinking about some things when it comes to education. So let's talk about that today.
Here we go. It's my time to rise. It's my time to shine. It's my time to live. It's my time to fly. It's my time. It's my time. I can see it. I can feel it. Time has come now to reveal it.
So the first thing I want to say is my second daughter is on her way to high school, and some of the schools that she's interested in are independent day schools. Like we're applying, some of all types of schools because options are great to have. I've never been just go to the neighborhood school or just go there because your cousin go there, your friend go there. Like, no, we want to have options. We want to find a school that's a great fit and things of that nature. So we doing selective enrollment. We're applying to some charters. We're applying to some Catholic schools. And we're applying to some private independent day schools. And so we've also been applying to a bunch of scholarships. She's already a part of a scholarship program. And part of their requirement to continue into their high school programs to apply for other scholarship programs. And so I've been noticing some of the questions, the essay questions, like a lot of them come with 4 essay questions or personal narratives or 250 word short answer question, stuff like that. And some of the questions that they're asking, like one was asking, like, why should they continue to invest in you? Like the program she's currently in is asking, why should they continue to invest in her for another 4 years? Why should they accept her into the high school program? I know that's a question that adults sometimes struggle with when doing an interview when a company asks you, why should we hire you? Why are you a good fit for our company? Another one is like, what steps have you already taken to become the person you want to be? Why do you want to be with that person? How would that person make a difference? Another one is, the year is 2060 and you're giving a speech or writing a narrative about your life in the year 2020. What would that entail? What would you talk about? Name something unique and different about you. What type of person do you want to be? Why do you want to be that person? Like, I think that a lot of these questions are kind of deep for a 13, 14-year-old because they don't really know. Some children do know, but a lot don't know who they want to be at 13 and 14 years old, what they want to be or what they want to do with the rest of their lives at 13, 14 years old. And so I've been helping her with, things to write about or coming up with ideas and things like that. Also with the structure of, the paragraphs, making sure that the paragraphs gel well together. And she's using transition statements and the subject is very, like, she knows how to write, she knows English pretty well and things like that nature. But I noticed that a lot of our children struggle with writing. And so that leads me to, I don't think parents think about the fact that when you have children, you pretty much starting all over again. You're pretty much going back to school right along with them. Ain't no pretty much, you going back to school right along with them. And you have to have different things and resources in place to be able to help your children when they're struggling, whether you seek out free resources, whether you pay for tutoring. We've done that. We've done free resources, Khan Academy, all these different online platforms. We've paid for tutoring. My oldest child, when she was struggling with math and some things or whatever. And it's like, you're really doing a disservice to your child by not investing in them and in their education. And another thing where I think we fall short at is that we settle a lot of times, especially as Black people, for, we'll just go to the neighborhood school, or, we'll just go here, or we'll just send you there because your cousin is there, or your sister is there, or whatever. When it's so many schools out here, so many great schools, especially that's one of the great things about Chicago. It's so many great schools and so many different opportunities. And I think we get intimidated by a lot of these schools that may cost $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 a year. We get intimidated. We see that dollar sign and it's like, I'm not going to even try. $100 application fee, parent interview, child interview, whatever. Like one of the schools she's interested in is an independent art school. And I think the school costs about $25,000, $30,000 a year. College education a year. But it's a great school. They want to see her art portfolio. She paints, she draws, she sketches. She's interested in doing sculpture. She wants to go into fashion design. Like, it's a lot of things she wants to do as far as when it comes to art. But they want to see her portfolio. She has to pick a piece of art from the acceptable pieces on their list, and she has to analyze it. Talking about lines of symmetry, talking about color scheme, talking about, different things. And I digress, but I think we shy away from that because we look at the dollar sign. But I've always been the type of person like, why can't my child go to a $30,000 a year school? Why can't they? I understand that, it may be disproportionate when it comes to diversity, but that's another thing. A lot of these schools have endowment money, old money, where they're looking to diversify their student population. They're looking to get more African Americans, more Latinos, to come to their schools. Now, if your child struggles with being around different races and things like that, I understand that might be an adjustment. Because one of the guys that interviewed me for a Daniel Murphy Scholarship talked about how he went to, I think he said the Latin School of Chicago or St. Francis. I don't know. It was some school up north, mainly white. And he talked about how he struggled because he was going to school with a lot of rich white children. And here he was, from disadvantaged background, not a lot of money, single parent, things like that or whatever, but he was able to go to the school on a scholarship. And he talked about how it was a struggle for him, but he made it through. He became successful and everything. So I get that part of it, and that's where you have to step up and support your child as well. But I don't think that you should shy away from these schools and these opportunities because of that. One thing that I did early on, I put my children in different programs because I wanted them to feel comfortable being the only black person in the room. Because sometimes you're going to be the only black person in the room. Sometimes you might grow up and you might get a job working for a corporation where you're going to be the only black person in the room, So I think that we should be comfortable. We should get familiar with that and get comfortable with that early. Because when I went away to school, I experienced culture shock like a mug. I had never been around so many white people in my life. And I was very uncomfortable, very much out of my comfort zone. And I didn't stick it out and I didn't stay. And so I'm all about diversity. I'm all about putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. A lot of children in the hood, they can't fathom or think outside the hood because they don't see nothing outside the hood. But if our children were exposed to more things and able to do more, the sky wouldn't even be the limit for them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it's just something to think about. For those of you who have children that are going to high school and you're interested in learning about some of these scholarships, you can hit me up. You can leave a comment or whatever. And I can hit you up and let you know. You can email me at kolesporch@gmail.com. KOLESPORCH@gmail.com. And I can send you the information there. But yeah, it's so many great schools in Chicago, man, that you can take advantage of. And a lot of these schools now offer bus services or things like that to help your child get back and forth to school, or bus cards, or whatever. I know one girl that was in the program that my daughters are in. They went to Francis. I wish I could remember the name of the school, but it's Francis something. She lived like far south or something. The school was like all the way up north, and her commute to school was 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. Then she would get home and she would have to help her little brothers and sisters out because her mom works. She's being raised by a single parent. She would have to help them out with their homework. And then she would be up doing her homework till like 11 or 12 o'clock at night sometimes. Then get up and do it all over again. Get up at 5 o'clock, and leave the house by 7 so that she can make it to school by 9 or, whatever it was. But the point is sacrifice. Hard work and sacrifice pays off. We got to stop being lazy. We got to stop looking at stuff and, oh, that's white, I'm not doing that. No. It's a human experience. Just like when I had my daughters in violin lessons and people were like, oh, that's white people stuff. No, it's not. Ballet, that's the white. No, it's not. It's an art. It's an art form. And more of us need to get into arts and art forms. You know what I'm saying? Because we break barriers. We transcend things when we expand beyond what we think or what we see. Look at Misty Copeland. You know what I'm saying? She didn't start ballet till she was like 13, 14 years old, which is late for a ballerina. And look at where she is now. So stop limiting yourself. Stop being afraid to go after these things that seem too big for you. These things that you think you can't attain or your child can't have that. Stop putting yourself in a box and start thinking outside the box. All right? Cole's Porch. Holla at you later.